I call tonight's select board meeting to order is Monday, September 9th. As always, we're gonna start the meeting. with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is accounts payable warrant and payroll journal. Fiscal year 25 AP warrant number 8, the amount of $108,943.62.
I will move that we pay fiscal year AP warrant number 8 in the amount of $108,943.62.
I second that motion. It's been moved and second to pay fiscal year 25 AP warrant number 8, the amount of $108,943.62. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is payroll journal number 105 in the amount of $9,541.17.
I will also move to pay payroll journal 105 in the amount of $9,541.17.
I second that motion. It's been moved and seconded to pay payroll journal number 105 in the amount of $9,541.17. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Next item on the agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting. It's a regular meeting on August 12th, 2024.
I will move that we approve the minutes of the regular meeting of August 12th, 2024 as provided.
I second that motion. Moved and seconded to approve the minutes of August 12th, 2024 as written. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Thank you, Randy. Next item on the agenda is public comment on non-agenda items. It's an opportunity for any resident of town of Pownell to step forward and be heard by the select board. Is there anyone wishing to be heard at this time? Seeing none, next item on the agenda is department head reports. Department head reports can be viewed on the respective web pages. Click on the web page and the report should be there. Andy, any question for department heads? We have them all.
I have none.
Neither do I. Do you have any comments as a select board member?
I just the generator at PCWA should be going online Friday.
Friday. Thank you, and I have no reports. Next item is new business. First item is an abatement request. This is from Donna Moore Hayes, dated August 13th. Please be advised that an abatement should be granted to Mark and Tricia Vashon for the value of a barn that they were assessed in error. A permit was taken out last fall and only a foundation was on the lot on April 1st. I've attached the necessary paperwork for your signatures. If you have any questions, please let me know. Do you have any questions of Donna Hayes?
I do not.
Would you like to move to?
I would move that we grant an abatement to Mark and Tricia Vashon.
Okay, it's on map 2, lot 24, reason barn value, foundation over. It's okay. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is pole permit, Libby Road. This is from Private Power Services. Starting point CMP pole 711, Libby Road. We have the road commissioner here. Have you evaluated?
Yes, I'm all set with the location of the poles.
Mr. O'Brien?
And I would move that we approve the permit for the poles.
Second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is Hannaford trash bag invoice. Becky.
So Hannaford reached out to me via email, asking us to pay for the 60 cases that they have in stock over there now that we have suspended our pay-as-you-throw program. So that invoice came to $17,160. Looking for guidance on that.
We need to look at the contract that we signed with Waste Zero. Make sure that that our aged recollection, excuse me, is correct, that we paid for the bags before they were printed.
I will reach out to Waste Zero tomorrow.
Thank you. And do you have any further?
No, that's the best we can do. If,
Pretty sure that we always paid for, I mean, they wouldn't have printed anything we hadn't paid for.
Right, we would stock the warehouse, pay that invoice, and then as you ordered in, you would get another invoice. So I don't know if that's the piece that they're
What
trying
would the other invoice be for?
for the actual order to stock yours. So whenever I stocked the town hall, I would get a second invoice for whatever I ordered for purchasing. So there was a payment for producing and then a payment for purchasing.
All right, why don't you investigate?
Yep.
that and tell Jennifer that we're investigating. All right, next item on the agenda is Economic Development and Sustainability Committee final report. Andy, you're the liaison on that.
I'll introduce Susan Briggs Peters to give her final report.
Could you stand up, Susan, and go to the microphone?
You can sit next to me. Not to stand up.
As you know, the committee has, all three members of our committee right now have given their notice. And this report that you have received is a synopsis of what we feel was done by the committee while we were in session. I am in the process of scheduling a meeting with the new committee members to review with them what we've done in the past few years and the GPCOG fact-finding report that we received so that they can move forward under your advisement.
The last time I went to a meeting, there was an issue with a GPCOG report being finalized. Has that report been revised and finalized, or it's still in?
It is finalized. I had one question that the committee was questioning, and I reached out to them about 3 times and never received an answer back.
So I went there and GPCOG, I'm pretty sure, promised you a revision of the sketch and the makeup of the village district potential. Did that ever come back?
I'm not sure what you're speaking of.
The last meeting that I attended, there was a representative, was Christina Egan. and-
Oh, that one, yeah. Well, they consider the report that we've received as their final report.
They did not do the work.
They would probably disagree with that, but
Well, they agreed that now I'm old, but I'm not this old. They agreed that more work needed to be done at that meeting.
the committee is not
Impressed.
impressed with the work that we
So
received.
You received nothing more from GPCOG than what you had at that meeting.
We received a final report that they feel is final. It had some changes.
Is that report available to the select board?
Oh, yeah, you should have received it.
Did it come in?
It was-
Email?
I believe it was emailed.
I thought so, yeah. If not, we can certainly forward it to you.
Forward to the select board email, because I don't think it's there, so. Okay, well, thank you for your work. I don't mean to vent my ire on this GPCOG on you, but I feel like we were understood.
I would agree, and I don't want to speak for the other committee members, but I'm sure they would agree as well.
All right, so let me just be clear here. Your recommendation is, in terms of the select board,
Start looking at some zoning changes for the village district
is
for
the
future.
water capacity the next major?
That's ongoing right now.
What about the outdoors farmers market? Where are we with that?
So I believe you guys set up a separate committee with that. So,
We have appointed two or three people. And our town planner has been working on trying to organize a meeting. One of them had sort of some personal thing pop up that prevented them from getting together. I think also with some new economic development and sustainability members coming on board, I think he was also holding off until everybody could kind of meet at once, since technically they'll report to that committee, the farmer's market, so.
okay, I think there's I think there's needs some clarity on how the two are going to intermingle if they're together. I mean, originally, we had thought that that is what happened. I think there's confusion now as to if they're independent totally committee or if they're working with the Economic Development Committee.
My understanding initially was the Economic Development and Sustainability Committee asked for a subcommittee, which was Farmers Market. Then the three resigned, so we didn't have a committee per se. Now we have three people that have volunteered to be on the committee, so I think the town planner was sort of going back to the original that these two committees would work together.
So I think the confusion came when the select board made it a committee versus a subcommittee.
Okay.
I just think there's clarity that needs to be made. I don't think it's a big issue either way.
Okay.
Well, and probably in all practicality, the farmers market will not happen this year.
I think they were hoping to
Getting
do
a little
pop-up.
late.
I think they were hoping to do a pop-up to test it, but they've never been able to get a meeting together, so. it
At this
probably-
point, they were looking for next spring and
Yeah.
summer.
Well, thank you, Susan. Thank you for. Next item on the agenda is water capacity study. Andy.
Okay, they're ready to start doing test drilling. They sent their boilerplate. So I will take a copy of this and get Mr. Dugas to sign. He's already agreed that we could drill in his Knight's Pit.
We need to back up one step. So I just got a copy of this last Thursday. It has not gone to Natalie yet. So I
Okay.
wanted you
Have
to,
her vet it
okay, if you.
before I go visit Scott.
Need a motion to enter into an arrangement with Scott. So you could do that now.
I will move that we enter into an arrangement with Mr. Scott Dugas to drill a test well in his Knight's Pit on Libby Road, pending vetting of the agreement by the town attorney.
Second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
We have a question.
Did Tom mean this done by?
The end of the month, yeah.
So if Natalie gives a go on this, you say.
I'll get,
Did you raise your hand and agree? Okay. So Natalie gives a go, tell Andy, and Andy, you get in touch with Scott. The well rigger, from my understanding, the well diggers are all been lined up.
Great. And it will only need one signature from the select board once she vets it. So
yeah, I'll just
great,
sign when Scott signs and bring it to you to sign.
perfect.
I don't think it needs to be notarized.
It just needs to be attested by me,
Okay.
not notarized.
Next item on the agenda is Glenn Johnson, 645 Hallow Road, abandoned Tuttle Road.
All right, has been a few emails come through. One was this Glenn Johnson, who has since decided he doesn't want to buy it. But there's some question as to the abandoned Tuttle Road and whether or not that can be used as frontage to reach the back of that lot.
So
Maybe Ginny can explain it better than I can, but
who is questioning, who is questioning whether or not an abandoned road all of a sudden can become frontage?
real estate agents, you name it. And
The answer is no, unless they want to take the town to court and overturn 200 years of common law. If they want to do that, then that'll be fine, but their frontage is their frontage. Can't have it both ways.
Okay.
Would you agree with that, Jenny? Yeah. If it were discontinued.
I'm just asking the
I-
question
I-
on
no, no,
behalf
no,
of,
Because I have been barraged with phone calls from real estate agents that I've had to do. I've had to actually take a small college course in abandoned roads, rangeways, discontinued roads.
did you get college credits?
No. And I don't think I understood it afterwards. But, and I'm not even sure, Ginny Giddings did an incredible service by compiling some notes from, but I'm not even sure those are complete. So, something to my head, I don't think I could say, where we are.
Would it be in our best interest to get something in writing from Natalie explaining?
Well, I don't know if Natalie could, because the state legislature has no idea, really what to do. What we really need is another town to go to court and have a test case, rather than not be the town of Pownell.
I would
It
too.
is to be, it is to be, right? So, the abandoned road is abandoned road. The budding landowners,
The town still owns the road,
you bet.
so
That.
if we opened it back up, then they could get frontage off it, but we're not gonna do that.
Well, now, see, that's where there's a negotiation, okay? They could come to the town and say, look, what would it take for the town to open the road? That would be a town meeting vote and significant concessions, because the gatekeepers for that town meeting vote are the select board. So now you have a rather large piece of property. I'm not sure that it is the town's duty to,
Help them develop it.
to sort of mold what kind of development they should be there, but it's certainly in the town's best interest to oversee compliance with the land use ordinances. And so there may be an opportunity for some quid pro quo there, but without any, the phone calls I have been bullying phone calls. You must do, the word must has been involved in every one. And my response has been close to pound sand as it could be. But I'm not sure I'm the one to lead us to a court battle, but that's just a large piece of land that.
Yep.
Jenny, is there anything I said there that's gonna conflict with your understanding?
The property owners and one of the real estate agents came by today and wanted to know what folks were being told about the property. And basically, it needs to be surveyed. The only other way they can get to the back of the land that I can see is if they demolished the house and then built a road and did it that way. They're having a hard time understanding that that road is still a town road, and that just because it's abandoned, they want it to be where this person gets half and this person gets half, and that's not what it excuse me, what it falls under. And so I have been saying, I'm done answering your questions, go to the select board, because it's getting to the point where I'm getting pushback, because they just want to ask the same question 50,000 different ways and get the same answer. So,
I'm glad, glad you're in that position of being the CEO, because you were taught at a young age what the word no meant.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Giddings. I really appreciate your service to the town. I didn't mean to sound flippant, but it's important to, no means no. All right. Thank you, Andy, for bringing that forward. Next item is the county tax warrant. You've got to be kidding me. They actually make us pay something? Can you tell us about this?
It's just the annual warrant for our required county taxes. It needs to be signed by the select boards.
And do you have any idea how much we pay the county?
Yes, I do. And it's more than it's,
Okay, so I'm gonna move that I think I do have to move this, that,
Yes.
because it is money, that we approve the payment of $212,105 to the treasurer of Cumberland County.
I second the motion.
Moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Yikes.
More than the grant you got for radios.
That doesn't even include dispatch.
That's correct. That doesn't include the supplemental bill for the transition to the fiscal year that we paid too, which is an additional 15,000.
Somehow, we should at least spend 2 or 3 nights in jail just to get some of our money back.
I hear they hire pretty good cooks there.
We need all. Okay, next item agenda, do we have any other new business? Miss Taylor Chase.
One quick thing, the state is sort of reformatting their online dog registration and making all towns do it, which is great. We already do it, but they are holding a 1-hour Zoom on the new format on September 23rd. I'd like to just lock the door for that hour so both Pascal and I can attend it and not have the interruption of the counter, if that's okay.
Okay. Just tell us how much that doggy is in the window, okay?
Tell
How
what?
much is that doggy in the window?
How much is that doggy in the window? Well, it depends on if the doggy is altered or not.
Oh,
$6 if, $11 no.
and you will be closed Wednesday?
And Wednesday, we are at the voter registration training in Portland together. Pascal will be at the Thursday training, but I took that one last year, so I don't need to be at that one. So I will have the counter open on Thursday.
Okay. Any other new business?
I have none.
Um, Old business. Mr. Peters,
Yes.
how has the generator gate been resolved?
So, the way it was left with you and Miss Munson, was that we would move it to the back. I then got a text from her later that night saying that we don't own enough land in the back of the building. So I said, I texted her back and I said, all right, let me do some research and I'll get back to you. So Matt and I went up and we measured the right of way of the road, where we think the right of way is. She was measuring off the edge of the road and we measured the right of way, which would be 33 feet from the center, which gives us 9 feet, according to our calculations, behind the building. So there's plenty of room.
At 3 rod,
4 rod,
66, good.
yeah, so 33 feet from the center. So I wanted to let it sit for a minute, let it settle, and then I'm gonna go talk to her this week and talk to her about letting her know that there is room behind there and we're gonna put it back there.
Okay. Andy, you had your hand up.
I do. Just remembered an old statement from an old road commissioner many years ago, who said the center of the road isn't always the center of the road.
I understand that.
So we might.
So short of doing a full survey,
Oh, Matt. Thicket Road was surveyed and by
Commissioner Bennett,
Commissioner Bennett. There should be something.
We looked and I'm in the process of, moving the office
Yeah.
right now at this time, so I've been going through some other stuff. I know definitely the far end section was surveyed. I believe the whole road was.
Yeah.
Um,
There's I think you'd find a metal pin in the intersection of Lawrence and Fickett. I think a pin was placed before, you know, a mark pin was
in the road.
in the road, so you might be able to summon a metal detector.
Brown.
Behind the station and
South
stuff.
Station. One key thing, as Andy said, a lot of times the road isn't dead in the center of it. But knowing where the poles are set on the opposite side of the road, instead of the land butters, the butters on the opposite road pin, the calculations are pretty close that it's roughly about in the center of the road.
Good. Mr. Bradstreet has a completed survey of his property with
Okay.
markers on the intersection of Fickett and Lawrence heading down towards town. So that might be a good reference for you.
Okay. So I could contact Mr. Bradstreet
Mr. Bradstreet would be.
and ask him if he would share that with us.
In terms of having a licensed electrician install that, how are we there? Figure that out?
That part I have not figured out yet.
That needs to be done, right?
Yes, it does.
Town.
Before anything happens, that's gonna be done.
The electrician has a licensed electrician that will sign off on,
Before anything's covered up or anything?
yeah,
Okay, you want to make sure,
Mm-hmm,
because now we have eyes on that.
mm-hmm.
and the Pownell Center Water Association.
Thanks.
Yep.
Just keep us informed. Okay, if you need help with the resident, please let me know, all right?
I think I'll be fine.
No, I think you will be too.
All right, thank you.
But just know that she's watching.
I know.
So are you all set with up the road here? Are you gonna get someone you gonna dig that up, or what are you gonna do with
He has a licensed commercial master who will inspect and sign off.
before it operates? Thank you. Gotta be something else from the fire department. What else have you guys done?
We hope yes, it did.
You did? How'd it go?
Good, we only lost one section.
Oh, good. Good. Did you lose any firemen, firewomen?
Nope.
Good, that's great.
We hired out.
Okay, great. Any other old business at all?
Not that I can think of.
All right, this will be old, new business. Is there any chance that you would be willing to move the next select board meeting one day to Tuesday?
It's fine.
This weekend, post it. I can't be here Monday and what is it, 23rd?
I believe so.
I
It's the
can't-
day of the dog training.
Can't be here and if Kate is still under the weather, then we won't have a quorum. So if it's all right with you, Andy, let's move it Tuesday.
Yeah, it's fine by me.
Yep.
Is there any correspondence? Miss Becky Taylor Chase.
Just a couple things. I got notification from Waste Zero that they're going to be sending us 70 cases of trash bags. So we're going to want to, 70, yeah, we talked about this a little bit ago. Where we're going to put them and a idea for them, what we could use them for would be helpful. I'll get tracking information and I have reached out to the Solid Waste Committee to see if we can organize some help in moving them when they get here. So as soon as I know when they're arriving, I'll get an email out to everybody.
So 70 cases may be a rather large amount.
It's a very large amount.
So we can't really put them in the voting room because
No.
we've got stuff coming.
Yeah.
Right? So let's see if we can get, yeah, okay. We might have to have all hands on deck. We
Mhm.
may have to conscript some of the able-bodied members of the road department.
Because when UPS arrives, they're going to leave them right in the lobby and go. That's as far as UPS service is going to go. So it's going to fill the lobby when they come. Once I get the tracking information, it'll be a little more helpful to know. We'll have a little bit better timing of,
We could sell them as memorabilia.
No, I mean, it really is, this whole thing is pushing us in a
Poncho.
very bad situation.
Mhm.
We may have to talk about. If we are on the hook for this, we may have to go back.
Mhm.
Recreate the ordinance and have people use them just because, right? We will be tarred and feathered. Does someone have a hand up?
Yes.
Jesse? You just so,
Sure.
before I just don't want to feel like we're hiding any.
Nope, not trying to hide anything. Maybe we could give them out on Clean Pownell Week for people to pick up the side of the roads with. I mean, it probably lasts us a few years. But hey, we don't have to buy bags to do it then.
You're right, or, maybe we can, I mean, there's gonna have to be some creative thought.
Mhm.
Maybe we could use it for paving. They're laymen. I don't know. It's a lot of.
that new decking material they make.
You really need to look at that contract.
Yeah. That will
was,
help.
Shouldn't, probably shouldn't have moved. I hate to say this while we're being recorded, but we might have acted hastily on repealing that ordinance.
I have one more piece of correspondence too.
That'd be good news.
This is good news, actually. So I've been trying to get us enrolled in the Community Resilience Partnership for some time. I worked earlier in the year with GP Cog, but it didn't move forward. I met with North Star Planning last week. They have received grant money to enroll us, so now it costs us $0. So they're doing all the work, and then it would include writing the first grant. Items that are covered under grant is culvert replacement, lighting, heat and cool pumps, solar panels, electric chargers. They could be the pay-as-you-charge ones. For new EV/hybrid vehicles, emergency response, engineering for future plan on road maintenance, open space and parks development. It can also be used when a new building might be constructed and lighting and heating and cool pumps and things like that. So it just opens up a huge amount of opportunities for grant money. So, and we really don't have to do anything to get enrolled and get the first one rolling at this point. So I just wanted to kind of report out that I started working with North Star Planning on that, and it's going to move forward. So pretty excited.
Good job, Becky.
Try to find the money where I can. Thanks.
So, at the next planning board meeting, there should be a rough draft of a short-term housing ordinance. So the protocol is gonna be, it'll be drafted by the town planner. It'll go and be vetted by the planning board. It'll come to the select board for final approval. And off we go to town meeting. What would be in this group's best interest for number? I want to give the town planner his second ordinance to work on. Thoughts about that? Otherwise, I'll make it up. Jenny, thoughts about what might be the second one to look at and rework? Okay, so could just email. I have to give them the homework tomorrow. Okay, for that one?
Yes, sorry, yes.
Is that a hand up?
Yes.
Getting your steps in. Good.
I had an idea about, fire alarm systems for commercial buildings.
Oh, great. Can you like,
I'll talk to Tom about it.
Our
The
plan.
town planner.
what would he have with the fire alarms?
I thought he was in charge of ordinances.
Oh, that'd be a new ordinance?
Yes, we don't have an ordinance in the town requiring it. And with more commercial stuff coming in, it probably should be.
Thank you very much. Anything else that you might have?
Okay.
You okay in the road? Department? I'm good. Town of Pownell, Vermont has reached out to me and they would like to develop a sister city relationship with the town of Pownell, Maine. I'm not quite sure where this is gonna go. There may be like a zip line or a,
Would we be the stepsister?
the one good thing about town of Pownell, I've actually ridden a horse from the town of Pownell, Maine to the town of Pownell, Vermont. Town of Pownell, Vermont is a great speedway, great racetrack. So maybe we'll soup up one of our, town trucks and drag race or something. Why wouldn't that be a good thing, Mr. Hope? They have lobster boat races. We could have,
They do have a snowplow rodeo.
I don't think we're ready for that, judging from our mailbox. Okay, if there's no other business, I don't want to keep anyone waiting. Andy,
I have nothing.
all right, then you might have a motion.
I will move that we adjourn.
Second that motion. Thank you all for coming. All in favor? Thank you all.